everyone, and welcome to the SwiftCase Productivity Podcast. My name's Adam Sykes, founder of SwiftCase, the professional productivity platform, and today I've got with me
Craig McCarthy, development manager at SwiftCase.
And Phil Whitby, developer.
Okay, great. So, as you're probably aware, we are run a tech company, and we are very interested in tech and all things to do with it. And today's episode, we thought we'd just highlight a few gadgets that we like. So, we're going to choose a gadget each, and take you through why we like it and why we think you should go out and get hold of one. So I'm going to start simply because I've got it in front of me. So I just hold this up. This is called a Rocket Book.
That's just a book, surely.
Surely,
Yeah. Well done, Craig. And basically the benefits of this book, which is, I mean, I always like having a notebook. I always have a notebook and normally get like the sort of the moleskin type arrangements and like making lists and there's all sorts of random things in these books, and I go through loads of them. There's a few on the shelf back there, but basically the benefit of the Rocket Book is that you can actually write in the book, and not only do you write in a book with these special friction pens, so they're proper pens. I mean, this is like a felt tip type one, but you can also get like almost like ballpoint point looking ones, but you can actually rub out the pen, so you can actually erase the pen with the rubber part of it. I would demonstrate, but I think I've actually picked a pen. Oh no, I have done. I've picked a pen that works. So if I write something on the book, then it's a normal writing, but it's just like having a pencil
That's
or rubber.
cool.
So that's
that.
a pretty cool feature. But that's not where it ends.
Tell me more.
So what you've got in the book already is, you notice you've got little QR codes down the bottom. I don't know whether you can pick this up on the camera, but there's little icons here. And what you do with these little icons is kind of like when you play, if you ever play the lottery, there's the icons like these. You can actually connect up each of these icons to different technologies. So you can hook up one to like Dropbox, one to your email, one to Google Drive or Evernote or whatever you want. You pick whichever one you want. And
So do you set that up in the software?
You set that up in the software. Yeah, connect that up to the Rocketbook software, getrocketbook.com. And then all you have to do is just put a cross against the little icons on the page that you want. Take a photo with the app, and it will recognise the QR code that you've got down the bottom there. It will recognise your app that you've got there, and it will send that automatically as a document to that particular thing. So it will drop
That's so cool.
Drop a PDF into Google Drive for you of your document, or a JPEG, or whatever you configured to send there. And also, because it's got the different QR codes and the pages are numbered, you can actually do multiple pages and create a multiple page PDF of your notes direct into your chosen software, chosen cloud
That's really
repository.
handy.
And then the final very exciting thing is that it's reusable. So this little ring thing here, you place a coffee cup, a coffee mug with some water in, and you wait for the little icon to disappear when you put it in the microwave.
Sounds like witchcraft.
Flip it over, do the same on the other side, and the book's blank. So this book's been used about 5 times, and I've got all these blank pages back. So you can use a book and save paper.
Rather than rubbing it all out.
You don't have to rub it all out.
The
water does it by itself. And you can just reuse the book. So
that's absolutely genius.
So it's like
it's like
a notebook.
Packed full of features, haven't they?
You can write with a pen. So it's it's better than a stylus on a tablet. You've got proper notes. You can rub them out.
And it doesn't run out of battery either.
Doesn't run out of battery. You can send it to whatever you want. You can do multiple page PDFs, and then you can wipe it when you're finished. So it's a Rocket Book. Definitely worth having one of those.
I suppose it's the perfect way, isn't it, as well, for people who want to embrace digital. But don't
it's a
give up
gateway drug, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like straddles both things.
And if you still love the look and feel of paper, then it's happy days.
Yeah, I bought one for my wife, so I'm a convert.
I know. I need affiliate fees.
Yeah, you need like a referral link.
Where's my commission?
There you go. Well, maybe it's coming.
Well, my gadget is something completely different. Mine's a games console. It's the Nintendo Switch, which I haven't brought with me because I keep forgetting it. But
Not because you're afraid of getting that.
But yeah, it's amazing. Like growing up, I used to love playing games. I found as I got older, priorities change. I don't have enough time to like sit in front of the telly and play Zelda for 3 hours a night or something like I used to. But with this new games console that Nintendo have brought out, it's amazing. It's like they've kind of taken the old Game Boys that they used to do, and made it a home console. So the idea, I don't know, people have probably seen it all over the adverts and stuff because they've got their marketing right. It comes with, it's this handheld console. The controllers come off. It's kind of like the Wii remotes.
Okay.
So you
Do
can
they have
use,
motion sensors in
so
it?
you can have you can use motion control, but it's the portability that's amazing. So you can play it on the telly. It's got a little dock. Just pop it in, and then take the controllers out. And suddenly you can play it in front of the telly. If you're going out and you want to carry on playing, pop them back in, take it out, and you can play it on a little tablet screen, which is amazing.
Is it the same game?
Yeah.
It's not like this console game and like
And there's a
handheld
portable
game.
game. No, it's all the same game, and it's not like it used to be either, where you'd get like the rubbish version on the handheld one. It's you're playing console quality games on the move, and I don't know how they've managed to pack so much power into what
Handheld.
is essentially like a little tablet. To be honest,
I think the tablets now, like iPads and stuff, are as fast as the sort of Core i5s and things like that. Sometimes it's even faster because the drive's been towards efficiency with CPUs rather than clock speed and isn't it, and things like that.
They kind of got to the level that they need to get to.
But the amazing application of it as well is that they've really thought everything through. And I've always been a big believer in you can't really replace sitting on the couch with someone and playing a game together. I think it's quite a good bonding experience. Like me and my girlfriend do it all the time. We play through like Resident Evil and stuff like that, 2-player. But there's a lack of 2-player games nowadays.
Yeah, it's all online basically.
Yeah, exactly. And I really, don't get me wrong, I think that's incredible. The fact that you can play FIFA with someone in Germany who you've never even met before. Yeah. But with this cool thing, they've made each of the sliding remotes a controller in its own right.
Yeah, genius stuff.
So what you can do is play multiplayer together on this little tablet screen.
Can you play 4-player as well if someone else has extra controllers? Or
Yeah.
So
So you can literally have people crowded around the pub playing like FIFA on these little remotes.
So the little screen is separate.
Yeah, it's got a kickstand on it.
Ah.
Because me and Fiona were playing it on a flight to Italy. We literally propped it up. Didn't need any signal. Didn't need to connect to the internet. Slid the things out, and we were playing Mario Kart for a couple of hours and passed the time.
That's amazing. I think
so they've really thought of like the whole, multiplayer social experience rather than it being, someone sat in the bedroom.
Like the muscularity of the system isn't the priority. Whereas
Exactly.
with like,
I think that's where they've always got it right, really.
Nintendo's always been different though, hasn't it? Because like Xbox and PlayStation have always competed over the same sort of market, and they have you got the Call of Duties, you've got like
FIFA. And
we've got FIFA, Call of Duty, or there's only really 3 games, and all the other games, like GTA type ones. All the other games are basically rip-offs of those games. They're either one of the same series or they're another.
The archetype rate is like sports, shooter, and
like maybe a role-play one, like Assassin's Creed type ones, but they're effectively the same games, aren't they? Whereas Nintendo's always been completely different. Like even their racing games, like Mario Kart, which is more like child-friendly, but adults still love it. It's always been more about the playability, hasn't it, rather than like
because they're a games company first, like before 100 years, aren't they? 120 years.
It's about the experience, not so much the aesthetics.
They're more interested. And it's more about. I don't know, like the controllers are always more like team and family oriented, aren't they? Like the Wii was never. Although they did have games where you could kind of like do Zelda with a big sword and whatever, and do bows and arrows and stuff or whatever. It was more like quite childlike.
But I think,
more self-aware.
I think what they've done with this one now is they've really brought it full circle, because the people that have grown up playing it, they don't have time anymore. They've got kids. There's plenty of people that I know who've got kids, but they've got this console. I'm like, last, I can play games. I've got a spare 20 minutes or so. Or I can play it, but it doesn't need a TV screen, so my partner can carry on watching. Like
it's quite dictatorial having a console.
It is, yeah.
Because you're like, I'm taking over this room.
Yeah.
And I think that's what needed to be addressed.
Yeah, so I love it. It's brought back a hobby I used to really enjoy that I can carry on enjoying again.
Yeah, that's great.
Brilliant.
Okay, right. Mine is this little beauty here, which is a Fuji X100S, which is kind of like an old. These have been upgraded like several times, and as you can see from the front, it looks like an old camera, which with like a 50s, well even a 30s design. It's got a fixed lens which you can't actually take off or swap, and it doesn't even zoom. So it's limited to one focal length. So you have to zoom with your feet basically. But the reason why I think it's amazing is because it's so beautiful. Number one, for a start.
It does look really nice. Yeah.
But it's discreet in a way because it looks like a film camera.
Yeah.
Now the reason I got this was because when I started photography, I was obsessed with London. And photographing people around London and everything there, because the photographers I was interested in, that was their preoccupation. I just became preoccupied in the same way, and this was perfect because it's actually almost perfectly silent. So if I take a picture, that's the sound of the shutter.
Yeah.
Right, and the reason why that works is because it's got a leaf shutter which just sort of closes over rather than like a mirror, which is what these cameras that we're using here. And if you have a look, what's also great about it is that you can look through the viewfinder here, which is called a rangefinder, and I can see you in reality, and you can get frame lines and everything. But if you set it a certain way, when I lift it up, it puts a little screen in there as well, so you can actually see.
Okay.
Right, yeah. So I'm looking now at an LCD screen inside, which I'll show you.
Oh, that's
crazy.
So look, so much.
I can see how.
Yeah. Wow. So yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But I'll show you what it looks like if I do it the other way. Right, now look. So it's got like a VR thing.
Yeah, it's like augmented.
Augmented, yeah. So yeah, you can frame it in like. So I can. What's good about it is I can frame a shot, and
is this new or is it?
No, it's pretty old. I've had a couple of iterations. I had the first iteration probably about 8-9 years ago, and I didn't need to upgrade it, but I just did. So I loved it, and I couldn't happily have the first iteration. It just improved the megapixels and the noise.
Yeah.
But it's just an amazing piece of engineering, and as you can see there. And also, another little benefit is that you can, because it's got a leaf shutter, it can shoot really fast with flash. So outdoors, you can use flash against the sun, and it will expose everything properly. Whereas these cameras, they can't do that. So there's loads of amazing benefits to it. But the primary reason why it's fantastic is probably just because, as a piece of design and technology, it's just second to none, even though it's like 5-6 years old. I'll probably keep this for
it's a good mix, isn't it, between sort of like the pro book, the pro book side of the digital.
Exactly, yeah. So it looks amazing, has all the trappings of that, but performs like way beyond what you expect a film camera to be able to do.
I want one now.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they retain their value so well. Like even the first iteration is probably like £300 or £400. And it won't go below that because they're so desirable. Yeah, so that's my gadget. I can't live without.
Gadget. Yeah. So I suppose what we want people to do is drop their gadgets that they can't live without down below in the comments. Get them down there, and we'll join you and talk about your specific technological.
As long as they're not too salacious.
Yeah.
So and I suppose if there's any gadgets that you want us to talk about in the future that you think we'd be interested in, don't forget to make your suggestions at SwiftCase UK on social media, but also check out some of the stuff we do and some of the gadgets we make as well at swiftcase.co.uk.
Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe to him.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of the SwiftCase Productivity Podcast. My name is Adam Sykes, founder of the SwiftCase Productivity Platform, and we'll see you again next time.